Farming is part of your life in Vermont, even if you have never lived on a farm. Watch crops growing in a field or milk a cow.
The history of agriculture in Waitsfield is similar to the rest of Vermont. Initially, pioneer settlers cleared land for subsistence farming. Forests were cut and burned. The cleared land was planted with a variety of grains, including wheat, barley, hay, rye, and oats, as well as corn and potatoes. Maple sugar was made in the spring.
Sheep raising was the first major agriculture activity. Merino sheep did well with Vermont's climate, and their wool was necessary to make clothes. The sheep industry remained strong until the middle of the 19th century. With the loss of the sheep industry, farmers in Vermont and the valley turned to dairy. The milk was quickly turned into butter and cheese, since there was no refrigeration.
During the summer, you'd like to get to Middlesex before sunup, because you didn't want the butter to get warm and spoil, which meant that you had to get up fairly early in the morning and harness the horses, feed them, come in and have breakfast, hitch them up, and get on the road.
For the next 30 years, Vermonters produced the majority of dairy products for New England. Local farmers increased their dairy herds. Farms increased in numbers from 95 in 1850 to 135 in 1880. The Turners have farmed the Simplicity Farm for 4 generations.
Okay, we've been farming here since 1949. Wow. Actually, I should say 1932, because my father-in-law bought the farm in 1932. Wow. When we first came here, the milk house was just a little building that sat away from the barn. Mm-hmm. Had a tank of water in there that you put the cans of milk into to keep them cold. Mm-hmm. And then we moved it, made a new milk house and attached it to the barn. Mm-hmm. And it has a big bulk tank in it that cools the milk. Yeah. So it's stainless steel, no more water tubs, you know.
Of the 135 farms of Waitsfield in 1880, few remain today. Family farms abound throughout Vermont, and Waitsfield is no exception.
The Carpenter Farm has been in operation since General Waite settled here in 1872. They grow sweet corn and milk a herd of Holsteins.
Dana Farm began in 1998 as a project about simple and sustainable life, and now provides the valley with organic, traditionally grown, hand-picked shiitake mushrooms.
Simplicity Farm is a certified suppler of organic raw milk and will sell you a Christmas tree in December.
The Gaylord Farm sells meat including grass-fed beef, vegetables, chickens, and eggs.
Santa David Farm is an organic certified farm owned by the Hartshorns, producing vegetables, maple syrup, and pick-your-own berries and pumpkins.
Purchase eggs, honey, and maple syrup at the Mountain Valley Farm, or take a horse-drawn sleigh or carriage ride.
The Neal family operates this third-generation dairy farm that ships milk in bulk to the milk co-op. They grow sweet corn, hay, vegetables, and in the fall you can pick your own pumpkins.
Visit the colorful Von Trapp greenhouse for a selection of vegetable plants, herbs, annuals, and perennials.
Yaks are raised and bred by the Vermont Yak Company. The grass-fed organic meat and fiber produced by the herd of yaks helps build a more diverse and sustainable agrarian future for our community. Rob Williams, co-owner of the farm, says, "In many ways, yaks are the perfect Vermont bovine. They are small and feisty, just like Vermont, and they are hardy, sure-footed, and adaptable, and love cold and snowy weather, just like the Vermonters."
Farms and farmers are vital to our community and produce an amazing variety and abundance of food items that help to sustain us all.
Much of the food produced locally is sold locally. Farm stands and the Saturday morning farmers market make it convenient to purchase farm fresh items. Local stores and restaurants also purchase and resell local meats and produce. The Turner Farm is a place where crops and animals joyfully spring to life. This farm is inhabited by chickens, cats, and mostly cows. The main business of the farm is milking, but these farmers don't milk by hand. They use milking machines instead. Grains and hay are grown to feed the dairy herd. One of the newest farms in Waitsfield is the Vermont Yak Company. Yak owner Rob Williams says, after 2 years of raising yaks, we are still in startup mode. We have created a market for yak meat by selling to local restaurants and the farmers market, and by giving away free samples. People find out about our businesses through word of mouth, the markets, restaurants, articles, and news stories, and our use of social media tools like Facebook, Twitter, and our website.